Hey fam, I want to tell you about a new podcast called Reimagining Democracy for a Good Life. We know about people threatening democracy, don't we? But there are also people coming together across racial lines to seize this moment and stretch democracy to serve all of us. Join longtime equity advocate Angela Glover Blackwell for Reimagining Democracy for a Good Life, a podcast that asks, how do we build a radically inclusive, thriving, multiracial democracy? And looks at what one city, Los Angeles, is doing to try to make it a reality. Reimagining Democracy for a Good Life is available now wherever you get your podcasts. The juke joint was smoky and dimly lit. The band played a slow, bluesy number, inviting couples onto the dance floor. Pressed tightly together, pelvises cradling one another and rocking back and forth, couples swayed into the night. This was slow drag. This is 2 Minute Black History, what you didn't learn in school. Originating in New Orleans in the 1890s, slow drag is a social dance fusing ragtime, blues, and traditional African dances mixed with slower, sensual movements. Slow drag came roughly one generation after emancipation. It was one of the first social dances our ancestors explored freely, reclaiming their own desires and sensualities after generations of hypersexualized trauma. Slow drag was danced in southern juke joints, but over time, it spread all the way to the Big Apple, where anti-blackness wished to see it rot. Slow drag hit Broadway in 1929. This was huge, as it was the first black social dance ever to do so. Anti-black critics claimed the dance was too sexual, but our people knew slow drag was more than dancing. From 1910 through the 1970s, roughly 6 million black people migrated from the South to northern, Midwestern, and Western regions. But even throughout the Great Migration, there was a need to preserve Southern customs. Slow drag and other social dances became acts of resistance and establishing one's sense of self in a new place. Dance has always been a mode of expression, joy, and resistance for us. It's important we have creative outlets like dancing that bring us radical joy. For radical joy inspires radical protest. In order to move towards the future, you've got to look to the past. This has been 2 Minute Black History, a podcast by Push Black. If you enjoyed this episode and want to show your support, please rate and subscribe to our podcast. Together, let's celebrate and honor the legacy of Black history.